The people of Kufa, oppressed under Yazid's harsh regime, desperately sought a leader who embodied justice and righteousness. They were weary of living under tyranny, where fear and injustice reigned supreme. In their desperation, they turned to Imam Hussain, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who was known for his unwavering commitment to truth and fairness. So they kept sending countless letters to Imam Hussain, begging him to come to Kufa and lead them against the oppressive rule of Yazid. The letters were filled with sorrow and hope, a testament to their desperate need for a leader who could stand against the injustice they faced daily. Each letter was a call for help, a cry for liberation from the chains of tyranny. When Imam Hussain received these letters and took them to heart, he understood the gravity of the situation and the monumental decision that lay before him. The people needed him, but the path ahead was fraught with peril. Yes, the risks were immense, and the consequences could be devastating. Would he answer the call and risk everything to fight for justice, or stay safe and let oppression continue unchecked? Not at all. Imam Hussain chose to stand with the oppressed, knowing well the dangers that awaited him. His decision was driven by a deep sense of duty and a commitment to uphold the principles of justice and righteousness. He knew that true leadership required sacrifice and that turning a blind eye to the suffering of others was not an option. The story got a tragic twist with a big loss for Imam Hussain, but till that you must understand that the role of his cousin. This courageous decision set the stage for the epic events of Karbala, a story of unwavering bravery and selflessness. Imam Hussain gathered his family and loyal followers and discussed the letter with them. Did you notice one thing, the firm and strong determination of the Imam? Yes. His resolve was unshakable, his spirit indomitable. He was not driven by a desire for power, but by a profound sense of responsibility to fight for what was right. As they traveled, the journey was marked by moments of reflection and preparation. People along with him had no fear at all. Imam Hussain and his companions knew the odds were against them, but their faith and commitment to justice kept them going. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that their stand would echo through history as a beacon of hope and courage. It was the height of courage. Upon reaching Karbala, the reality of the impending conflict became clear. The forces of Yazid vastly outnumbered Imam Hussain and his small family and few followers. Yet, their resolve did not waver. They were prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice, standing firm in their belief that justice must prevail no matter the cost. The events of Karbala unfolded with a mix of heroism and heartbreak. No one can imagine in today's world the worth of this small group of people. Imam Hussain and his companions faced the onslaught with unparalleled bravery, each moment a testament to their dedication to the cause. Their sacrifice became a symbol of resistance against tyranny, inspiring generations to stand against oppression. Their choice to answer the call of the people of Kufa and stand against Yazid's empire remains one of the most significant acts of courage and selflessness in history. His legacy is a powerful reminder that standing up for justice, even in the face of overwhelming odds, is a noble and righteous path. But why did the people of Kufa call out to Imam Hussain for help? Kufa, a city once vibrant and prosperous, had fallen into despair under the harsh rule of Yazid. The oppressive policies and brutal tactics of Yazid's regime had turned a flourishing community into a place of fear and suffering. The people were desperate for relief, for a leader who could stand up to the tyrant and restore justice. Yazid's tyranny knew no bounds, and the people of Kufa were suffering under his oppressive rule. The citizens faced unjust taxes, public beatings, and the constant threat of execution. Life had become a series of hardships, and the once hopeful and thriving city now languished in a state of despondency. The people needed someone who could challenge this injustice and lead them to a brighter future. Imam Hussain was their beacon of hope, and no doubt he was the last hope of Islam to resist. He was renowned for his piety, wisdom, and unwavering commitment to justice. His character and leadership were in stark contrast to Yazid's tyranny. The people of Kufa knew the qualities of a true leader, someone who could stand against oppression and restore the values of justice and fairness that Yazid had trampled upon. That's why they sent countless letters, each a cry for help, each a testament to their hope in his leadership. These letters poured in, filled with the anguish and desperation of a people yearning for freedom. The sheer volume of these letters underscored the depth of their despair and the strength of their belief in Imam Hussein's ability to bring about change. It was a call for justice, a call for courage, and a call for change. It was a plea from a people who had endured too much and could endure no more. Imam Hussain understood the gravity of this call. His decision to answer their call was a testament to his courage and his unyielding commitment to justice. By choosing to stand with the people of Kufa, Imam Hussain set in motion a series of events that would become one of the most significant chapters in Islamic history. His journey to Kufa was marked by his determination to fight for what was right, no matter the cost. Life doesn't matter in these situations. He had to become an example for the rest of the world. This act of bravery and selflessness continues to inspire and resonate with millions around the world. This letter was not just a call for help. It was a crucial moment in history. It was penned by leading figures of Kufa, including prominent citizens and tribal leaders. These were individuals who represented the collective voice of the oppressed, crying out for a savior. All were eager to see their leader at the forefront. On the other hand, the enemy underestimated their opponent's courage and resolve. They hadn't anticipated such fierce resistance. This letter was a catalyst, a spark that ignited a series of events that would change the course of history forever. It was this very letter that set the great leader on his path to Karbala. The decision to answer this call was not taken lightly by Imam Hussain. He knew the gravity of the situation, the dangers that lay ahead, but his commitment to justice and his duty to stand with the oppressed were stronger than any fear. Imam Hussein's journey to Karbala was a monumental one. It was a journey of immense courage and sacrifice. Each step he took was driven by a deep sense of duty and an unyielding commitment to fight against oppression. His decision to go to Kufa to stand with its people was a defining moment. It was a moment that would be remembered for generations to come. The path to Karbala was fraught with challenges, but Imam Hussain was resolute. His journey was marked by a profound sense of purpose. He was not just fighting for the people of Kufa, he was standing up for the principles of justice and righteousness that define true leadership. His stand against Yazid's tyranny was a beacon of hope for all who faced oppression. This letter, this call for help, was more than just words on paper. It was a cry from the heart, a plea for salvation. It was a testament to the power of hope and the courage of those who dared to dream of a better future. It was a letter that set in motion one of the most significant events in Islamic history. Ever wondered how Imam Hussain responded to Kufa's desperate plea for help? It was a momentous decision, one that would echo through history. Imam Hussain knew that answering this call meant challenging Yazid's tyrannical rule head-on, but nothing could stop him. It was a choice fraught with peril, but his commitment to truth and justice outweighed any fear of the consequences. Do you know what first step was taken in this connection? Let me tell you, to ensure the legitimacy of Kufa's plea and to prepare the ground for his arrival, Imam Hussain sent his trusted cousin, Muslim Ibn Aqeel, as an emissary. Muslim Ibn Aqeel was a man of great courage and integrity, perfectly suited for this critical mission. His role was vital in assessing the situation in Kufa and laying the groundwork for Imam Hussain's eventual journey. The enemies were chasing him. Muslim Ibn Aqeel's arrival in Kufa was met with enthusiasm and hope. The people of Kufa welcomed him with open arms, pledging their support and loyalty to Imam Hussain. So, his role in these events cannot be overstated. He was the advance guard of the movement that would culminate in the Battle of Karbala. However, the journey was full of danger. Yazid's spies were everywhere, and the governor of Kufa, Ubayd Allah ibn Ziyad, was ruthless in his efforts to maintain control. Despite the initial support, the situation in Kufa quickly became perilous. The people who had once promised allegiance to Imam Hussain began to falter under the threat of Yazid's retribution. Muslim Ibn Aqeel's bravery in the face of such adversity was remarkable. He continued his mission with unwavering determination even as the tide began to turn against him. His efforts laid the foundation for Imam Hussein's eventual journey to Kufa, a journey that would become a defining moment in Islamic history. On the other hand, the enemies were ready. Yazid, a ruler known for his ruthless control, must have had some knowledge of the growing unrest in Kufa. His spies and informants were everywhere, and the political landscape was fraught with tension. The plea from Kufa might have been a sincere cry for justice, but the reality of the situation was far more complex. The oppressive regime of Yazid was known to use fear and intimidation to maintain control, and any movement against him was fraught with danger. Muslim Bin Aqeel's story is a tragic tale of loyalty and betrayal. He was sent by Imam Hussain to Kufa to gather support against Yazid's rule. At first, many people in Kufa promised to stand with him. However, as the governor's men closed in, those promises quickly faded. One of Muslim Bin Aqeel's hosts, Hani ibn Urwa, who initially supported him, was pressured to withdraw his help. Eventually, a servant betrayed Muslim Bin Aqeel's identity to the governor, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. He was captured, tortured, and eventually killed in Kufa. Muslim Bin Aqeel's death was a hard blow for Imam Hussain and his supporters. It showed how quickly people's loyalties could change when faced with danger. His sacrifice became a powerful symbol of faithfulness and courage in the face of adversity. His story reminds us of the challenges of standing up for what is right, even when it means facing betrayal and hardship. Islam was in danger, and the entire history of the faith was about to be written with holy blood. The plains of Karbala would become the stage for an epic battle, a battle that would be remembered for centuries as a symbol of resistance against tyranny and injustice. The events of Karbala were not just a tragedy. They were a powerful statement of faith, courage, and the unyielding spirit of standing up for what is right. Imam Hussein's response to the plea from Kufa set in motion the events that would forever change the course of history. After the martyrdom of Muslim Bin Aqeel, Imam Hussain faced a critical decision. Would he send someone else to investigate further or take matters into his own hands and march towards Kufa for justice? Stay tuned for the next episode in our Karbala series to find out what happened next.